Welcome. Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon. Let's get this show on the road. I'm so excited to be here. Just let everyone join. Grab your pens, grab your paper, water, coffee, wine, depending where you are in the world. And I am going to ask you to write in the answer chat box down below where you're from and what is it that you are working on in terms of your business. What type of business are you building, or you're thinking of building, or you already have? Drop it in the chat below. I'd love to see where you are tuning in from. I'm tuning in from Bali. My name is Phoebe. If you've never come to a masterclass, lovely to have you here. This is my first masterclass after my baby. So just forgive me if I have mum brain throughout. There is sometimes a little bit of short circuiting happening, but I get there. We get there. Welcome, Rebecca. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Leah. Hi, Lottie. Hi, Victoria, Alina. Where are we tuning in from? Tuning in from Copenhagen, from the UK, and doing a coaching qualification. Amazing. Welcome, Sam. Rebecca, UK and human design business. London, and online nutritional therapy practice. Amazing, Lottie. Got it from all over Europe. Emma, tuning in from the UK. I've done a health qualification and looking to expand on that. UK, just gone freelance with my EA business. Amazing. Cece, you're in London. Hi, Emma. Lovely cup of tea. It's nice to see some faces. Kira, I hope I'm saying this, currently in France. Self-nourishment coach and 1 year postpartum and looking to start bringing in clients gently. Yes, I love that. iPhone 1, France, coaching, but not sure about my niche yet. Amazing. Well, we've got loads of different people. If you've just joined now, welcome, Ruby. Recently did my yoga teacher training. Amazing. It's exciting, exciting, exciting. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to get up my presentation. How today will go is that I will run through the presentation, teach you everything I wish I knew when I first started my online business. And then at the end, we will have some Q&A coaching for half an hour before I have to go and feed my baby. So hopefully you can stay to the end. If you can't, I'm going to try and answer questions as we go, because I really like it to be interactive. I like you to tell me if this stuff is landing with you. Let's keep it very casual. I'm from Australia. We're very laid back there. So let's get this shared screen. Okay. Present. If you guys don't use Canva already, I use it for so many things. It is my go-to place for masterclasses, for all my creatives on Instagram, everything, literally everything. I do it on Canva. Okay. So welcome to my masterclass, What I Wish I Knew When Creating an Online Business, because I really kind of just made it up as I went along. And stuck in COVID in 2020, and I was working, let's just say, a corporate I started a business, but it was very much a corporate role that I was running. I was CEO. I had many team members, office, doing the commute, that kind of thing. So this is what I started on the side of that. I'm a very big believer on starting on the side, so you can build it up to see if A, you enjoy it, B, it makes you come alive, C, you can make money from it. And then when that all kind of feeling in alignment, that's when I quit the 9 to 5 and did this full time. If you're on Instagram and you want to screenshot any of the pages that I share today, feel free, tag me at Phoebe Greenacre. I will regram you and share all the love. And just let me know what you got from it. It's always great to get feedback. I feel like sometimes you can be just a human sitting on this side of the computer. So I love, 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 love being able to interact with you, whether it's in the chat today, whether it's on Instagram later. Say hi, come say hi. I'm not scary. I'm just a girl doing her thing. So just if this is the first time you're interacting with me, I wanted to tell you a little bit about myself, just really, really quickly. I'm a therapist and a coach at my business, Phoebe Greenacre. I also founded the Self-Care Space, which is my online healing platform, which includes my yoga, meditation, breathwork, sound healing, somatic therapy. All of my healing stuff is over in there. And then I'm also co-founder of Silu, which is an activewear brand based in the UK. I sold my majority of my shares in 2021 and stepped down. That was like my leaving my CEO role and stepping into just my full personal brand. So that's just a little bit of background about me. Some things that you won't see on my CV: that I've traveled to 67 countries. I'm a manifesting generator. I love a glass of Malbec. I can't wait to have one again once I'm not breastfeeding. I'm originally from Australia, probably tell from the accent. I'm a Pisces. I'm a double Pisces, actually, so super emotional, super sensitive. It's a little bit about me. I also teach yoga. So a lot of people come to my business classes and be like, oh, I had no idea that you taught yoga as well. So just a little bit of background. In my journey through London, so I lived in London for 7 years, and that's why a lot of you guys have come from the European, UK kind of area. But in my 7 years while I was building Silu, and as I was building myself as a yoga teacher, these are all some of the publications that I was featured in, or Silu was featured in, or the yoga teaching was featured in. And most recently, my business coaching featured in. Just some of the pieces that I've been seen in and recognized in. So I like to say it, I'm not just like waking up one day and starting to be a business coach. I've got 15 years experience. My previous lifetime was 10 years in corporate marketing in Australia before I bought a one-way ticket to London. But I'll save that story for another time, or if you head to my Instagram, you could probably find it in there. So as you can imagine, I've had many lives lived, and I often have side hustles on side hustles and side hustles. So I first started my foray into the world as an executive assistant. I was a marketing manager, social media manager. I ended up being a brand consultant when I quit my 9 to 5 in Australia, marketing agency owner, activewear founder, yoga teacher, the list goes on. My point in sharing this slide with you is that it's okay to change. It's okay to wake up one day and be like, I want to do something different, and that you don't have to stay in the one place. I studied international business and Japanese at university, and I wanted to be a Japanese speaking spy. So now you can see that I've lived a few lives since that, and I actually never ended up being a Japanese speaking spy, although if I had, I'm not allowed to share. But yeah, I want you to know it's okay to change. And then I always share this slide in my presentations. So I quit the 9 to 5, my first kind of quit 9 to 5 at age 29. I moved to London at age 30. I became a yoga teacher at age 31. I started my brand at age 32. I studied somatic therapy at age 34, started my online business at age 36. I sold my brand at age 37, moved to Bali at age 37, studied breathwork at age 38, had a baby at 39. I could keep on going. So that's just like the last 10 years of all the changes that I've had. And one day if I wake up and want to, move countries again or change something again, I am very good at it now, because when I first did it at 29, I was shit scared. And I was so like, oh my God, what am I doing? This is crazy, yada, yada, yada. But the more times I take that risk and I take that leap, and whether that's moving countries or investing in a program or a course so that I can do a new skill, it's always scary. But the more you do it, the better, the easier it is. And sometimes the fear changes to excitement, because that space in your body where you feel the butterflies, or you feel the anxiety, or you feel fearful, at the same space you actually feel excited. And so it's really just getting to be used to that feeling and knowing that, okay, this is excitement, I'm excited about this. Kind of like if you were to go on a date, there's like, oh my god, is he going to like me, but also that like, oh, I can't wait to see him, kind of thing. So it comes from the same space in our bodies. So before we jump in, I want you to think about, what does freedom look like to you? Because for me, freedom is my number one value. I'm in the business of freedom. I love helping women create more freedom in their bodies, in their minds, and also in their businesses. So just have a think. Maybe you want to jot it down. You have a piece of paper. What does freedom look like to you? What does your business look like that you're creating or you already have created? What does your family or home life balance look like? Where do you live? How much freedom do you have in a day? And so I want you to like dream up the most like out there dreams, right? When I remember when I was 30, I came to Bali and I was broke because I just quit my job, and then my boyfriend broke up with me, and it was just really messy, and I lived with him, and so I was brokenhearted, living on my sister's couch. And I came to Bali. I was supposed to come with my Bali to my boyfriend and I here, and I was like, I had no money to spend, and I was just like not in a good space, right? But my sister and my friends were like, no, 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 we still have to go. We still have to like make it happen. And I remember sitting in the pool and being like, I just want to live here. I felt so at home in Bali. I need to find a husband. I need to find how I can work online or how I can create a job that I can live here. And at that point, I had no idea. And I want to say that I want to share with you today how it's possible to be able to move to somewhere else, to create a business that you love, to do good with the services or the skills that you have, because it can happen. And it took me 7 years from the 30th birthday to when I moved to Bali and had my online business. But I don't want you to take that long, because I did a lot of mistakes. I went a very long way round to actually arriving at my dream life. And so I want you, whatever that looked like for you, I want you to speed up the process. And the way we speed up the process is working with experts that have already walked the path, or working with people that have worked the path and can help you get there faster. So let's dive into today's session. We're going to identify who you are helping or how you are helping, how I would show up online if I was to go back and start again, what type of products I would launch with when I would go back and start again. Would I invest in a website or branding or Instagram, because we only have a certain amount of money to invest or time to invest? The power of this one marketing tool that not many people speak about, and some tips and tricks where would I that I'll show you if I was to start at the beginning again, because I did so much stuff manually at the beginning that took forever. So let me know if you're excited. Let me know if you're still here. Let me know if you're ready to take some notes. You can just say yes in the chat. Not very chatty today. Yes, we got, yep, yes. Lovely. It's good to know that I'm not alone. So before we start, I want you to know that I am not selling anything that's going to give you an overnight success, because that doesn't happen. The more you put in to whatever it is that you're working on, the more you get out. So the more time you spend on your business, the more time you spend investing in yourself, self-caring yourself, the better you are, the better productive you're going to be, the better you're going to get out, or the more you're going to get out of what you're working on. Rome was not built in a day, but they worked on it every single day. And so I want you to remember that. So thinking that when you're building this business, it has to be like 6 figures in the first week or the first month or the first year, you want to have 50 clients or this and that. Remember, work at it every single day, watch it grow slowly, but at the end, you'll have your big city, Rome, or your big empire, or whatever it is that you want. But the more sustainable, or the more, slowly you grow, the more sturdy your foundation will be. And investing in experts will expedite your success. So whether you end up working with me one day, whether you end up working with someone else, I exponentially grew my business when I first worked with a business coach back in 2014. And at that point, I wrote in my diary, I wrote down that I wanted to earn £10,000 a month. And at that point, I was setting up Silu, I was teaching yoga classes, and I was like, how is this going to be possible? But I wrote it down in my journal. And when I moved countries, I was cleaning out some of my inboxes and I found this little snippet that I sent to my husband. And I was like, wow, like who knew? I never knew that was possible for me, because I came from a background where that was not possible. I had no patterning, no one around me, no one that I went to school with was in that type of success. So I had to learn from others and surround myself with people that were in that kind of field, in that kind of expansion. Lacey Phillips talks about expanders. So really hanging out around people that are going to expand your mindset and like expand your horizons of what wealth could look like, or expand your horizons of what success could look like for you. And I want to let my journey inspire you and not overwhelm you. So I have to remind myself to not talk too fast, because I'm a manifesting generator in human design. I teach about this in my program. I spin like this. I have so much energy. I build all my own energy and I talk really fast. So if I miss parts or I skip part of the story, just say, hey, Phoebe, can you tell me more about this? And I will. So let's go. Who do I help? So I want you to ask yourself that question. Who do I help, or who do I want to help? Where I started 10 years ago, I started helping people in wellness, in marketing, and in business. Now I help pretty much the same people, but just online. So when I started with helping everyone and anyone with marketing. And then I started to narrow down with just wellness. When I quit, when I started my agency, I only had wellness brands. And then when I started consulting in London, I only worked with wellness brands. So I started to very niche my funnel. And I also then started only working with women as well. So that's where I started 10 years ago. That's where I am now. And where I started online is really, I started helping from my heart. And I think this is the next slide. Yeah, I'll get to that part. Who do you help? So identify with who you help. The reason why I say this is, when you know who you're helping, it's really easy to create marketing solutions, to create social media, to create your programs, to create your 12-week program, services, offers, because you know who you're helping, you know what you help them with, you know how to help them with your expertise, and you know what solutions to offer them. And why I get you to pick a niche or start with a niche is so that you can get really clear on who it is you help or how you help. For example, if you're a health coach and you're like, I'm a health coach, I help everyone with health. Then when you're getting online, if someone was to come across your content, they may like, oh, that's good, but that's not really speaking to me. So when you can get like niche is like, I help as a health coach, I help women who are struggling with acne to balance their diet and their environment and, all of the things to help them have clearer skin. So that's very specific. You don't need to go that specific, but when someone that's suffering with, hormonal acne or, skin problems, and they see a message or a content or a little Facebook post about how to help heal hormonal acne, you're speaking directly to them. They're like, yeah, that's me. This person can help me. So I hope you see if that really, when you narrow down your message, you're speaking directly to that person. And then you get people's attention. Is that making sense for everyone? And so as I have journeyed through this online business that for the last 3 years, I started helping everyone and then went narrow just to online, just to women, and just to people in wellness. So it's okay to start with everyone, but I want to make it easier for you to create your sales pages, to create your solutions, to create your offers and services. And the quicker you find your niche, the easier it is to sell to that direct person. Okay. And that's why I want you to niche down is it makes it easier for you to share your marketing messages. It makes it easier to find your ideal clients, and it makes it easier to sell your services with them. So next up, how would I show up online if I was to go back and start my business again? Before we go there, who enjoys showing up online? Who doesn't? Who feels like they need some more tips or pointers or more confidence? Let me know in the comments. Nina has a question. Would you say you need to niche to a specific industry, or that you can niche by other specific qualities in your ideal client? So I wouldn't say you didn't need to niche the industry. You can definitely niche by the qualities of the client. Nina, if you can write the example of what you're specifically talking about, I can then talk a little bit more about that. So I picked wellness because for me, I'm in wellness and I have my expertise in wellness. And so it just really, I could help my friend build an e-commerce website for clothes. I could help my, a client that is, I don't know, helping people sell lights online. But for me to get really specific and really help the clients that I want to achieve success for, the more that I can be specific with them, the more that that's going to help them. Okay, so we've got a little bit of mixed reviews about showing up online. You want to be more specific, more confident. I think it's based on building. Yep. You love showing up online. Amazing. I use affirmations before showing up. I love that. Definitely have imposter syndrome for expressing my online voice. Yeah, I get that. Showing up online makes me feel nervous. Okay, so I want you to know that nearly all of the ladies that have gone through my program, the Consciously Alive CEO, could not get on Instagram stories to save their life, could not, show their face online. And by the end of the program, they are showing up online, going on stories every single day. I've got a group of ladies from my course at the moment, and we're doing reels every single day for a month. This is part of the program as well. And it's amazing to see people start off so shy. And I think we're 20 days in or 25 days in now, and everyone is just having fun, building confidence. And it definitely comes from practice. having a community around you that is like helping you feel that confidence inside. And also in my, I help you with the confidence, the imposter syndrome, and helping you to clear your throat chakra where your authentic voice is coming from. So it's normal. Okay, let's move right along. Start before you're ready is my suggestion. So a lot of people always ask me, I'm not a hypnotherapist yet. I don't graduate for another 6 months. Should I start sharing posts now? And what I say about this is that you can build an Instagram about hypnotherapy with the benefits and pros of hypnotherapy before you start giving sessions, charging for them, and being a hypnotherapist online. There are thousands of Instagram accounts out there about every single which way. A lot of them are passion accounts. So if hypnotherapy is your passion and you're using hypnotherapy eventually to sell sessions to a community, then that's why I would start before you're ready, start before you graduated, start today, and start sharing so that you're helping people. I started every single day. I call the 2020, the start of my wellness online business, because that's when I started posting daily about somatic therapy, emotions, healing. And I started doing that to help people, because if you can remember back to 2020, it would be, it was super anxiety ridden every day, waking up not knowing what was happening in the world, not knowing what this virus was doing, and so people getting laid off. And so me sharing, I was like, I have skills to help people with this. So I got online and I started sharing before I had any intention about having online classes, before I started to do anything, but I was sharing from a place of helping, and I was sharing from my passion of my somatic therapy and yoga background. So I would say start before you're ready and start today. If you already, even just get the handle that you're going to look at, put a photo up and start posting, and just start sharing from your heart, because at the end of the day, people don't need a beautifully polished account or beautifully polished photos, or very posed photos to really feel the energy of a post. So start before you graduated, start sharing your journey. Like if you're a hypnotherapist or you're starting to be a hypnotherapist, you share why hypnotherapy is so important to you. You've probably gone through a rock bottom or a sickness or something that hypnotherapy has helped you overcome. And so you start sharing why hypnotherapy is so important to you, why it helped, how it helps. And that way you can start building a community, because I'm sure there are other people out there that have suffered with the same thing that you have and are looking for a solution to feel better. In wellness, we're in the business of helping people feel better. And how amazing is it when you can start to help people feel better, help people change their lives, help people heal from symptoms that they've struggled with for, years and years and years. This is why I'm in the business of wellness. I love helping people to feel better. I'm the type of person that will sit next to you in a cafe and tell you, help you with, whatever I can. Rebecca says, what are your thoughts on using your name as a social media handle versus a business name? My name has been taken on Insta and it is become a stumbling block in getting started. So I personally, and this is again, I'm sharing today from my personal experience, I would go with your name versus a business name. And there are many ways to get around not having your name available on Instagram. You could use this is Rebecca Ayres. I hope it's pronounced that okay. You could say Rebecca Ayres Official. And there's many people out there that are in this space using those type of Instagram handles. So that's just mine. I know a lot of people start with a business name because they're like, I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to, I don't want to be the face of it, which is okay as well. But you know what? 2 or 3 or even a year later, people are like, actually, I'm just going to use my name, because people come to me for my services and people come to me. And so they want to see my face and they want to know my name, rather than going to hypnotherapy.com.co or something. This is, again, completely off the top of my head. They want to know the person. They want to know the you. Having your face on things, people are drawn to your energy, to your wouldn't say appearance, but the type of appearance that you put online. People are like, oh, I'm drawn to you. I don't know about you guys, but you probably saw a post on Instagram or a video I shared, or maybe you followed me a few years time. Maybe you can share why or what drew you to me or to my masterclass. It's definitely not about having a business name out there, but people are drawn to you for your work and your energy. So I hope that helps you, Rebecca, think about choosing something around your name as your business handle for Instagram. Super thirsty today. You're welcome. So, how do we overcome the fear of getting online? I like to get clear on my why. So, why are you in this business? Did you train as a hypnotherapist? This is what I'm using as the example today. Why do you want to show up? Because when you get clear on your why, you don't care about what people think. You don't care about who's going to think of you, or what do I look like online. When you get clear on your why, you get out of bed, jump into your work, maybe not every day, but you're like, I'm here to help women. And this is for me, my why is to help women find freedom, whatever that part of freedom is, in their body, in their minds, in their business. And so me living my freedom life, I'm so excited to help you create your freedom life. And then when I work with women in my different containers, it excites me so much, because I get to help them create a life that they love, and that one that makes them excitement. And life is too short to not feel alive, which is why my podcast is called Consciously Alive. Why it's too short to not feel alive with the work you do, for the people you help, and the stuff that you share online. So when you know your why, and I can help you get clearer on this in my How to Create Your Dream Life workshop. This is also included in my program. When you get clear on your why, everything aligns, and you start saying no to the things that don't align with your why, and you start saying yes to the things that align. And then soon enough, everything that doesn't align just kind of drops away, and the things start showing up, opportunities start showing up, clients start showing up when you get clear on your why. Is this resonating? Are you getting something out of this? Let me know. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Great. Okay, so what products to start with? And again, you can see many people starting with different things. So I always suggest to fill your one-to-one first, because if you're a new hypnotherapist and you're just starting out, obviously you've done practice sessions as part of your certification and part of your as graduating. But the more you get to know your ideal clients and also their problems, you're going to practice your skill. You're going to hone in on your skill. So I think that it's about to do 10,000 hours to become a master of something. So the more and more and more and more one-to-ones you can do in the beginning is going to create or give you a feedback from your clients what you end up going to be specializing in or be the expert in. Because when you see the repeatable problems coming from, you're like, oh, this is the same problem, the same problem, the same problem. You can start to create things that will end up giving you passive income. So that you may turn into creating a course or creating a digital membership or creating something more online, so that you can have a balance of one-to-one clients and also online digital products. So when I talk about filling your one-to-ones, I do all my one-to-ones online. So It doesn't need to be an in-person thing. Doing one-to-ones online is still a digital service, and you can still do this from anywhere in the world. But that's where I would start, because that way you're going to build confidence. You're going to get to know your ideal client, and you're going to hone in your skill so that you become really, really, really confident with the skill that you have, so that you can help more and more people. And that will, again, help you show up online more confidently as well when you know that you're really, really, really good at hypnotherapy. So I'm going to talk a little bit about product suite. So in a product suite, and you want to be able to offer different things to different people in different parts of their journey. So a freebie is a free, and this is an example, a 5-minute meditation. So a freebie is that you give something away so that people give you their email address, and then you get to send them emails about your services, whatever, love notes, whatever you want to send them. Then you might have like a low-hanging fruit, which is what people may buy a little bit after the freebie. Then they might buy a meditation or an ebook. And then you want to have something mid-range so that people are kind of trusting you. They're getting to like you. They're starting to buy from you. They're buying more from you. They're spending more. They trust you more. They spend more, that kind of thing. So then I'd have something around the mid-range. So whether it would be £30 mid-range ebook, a class series, a workshop. You have your one-to-one. So that's, I started teaching yoga at £50 per session. These are all just examples, and these are all just where I started my own journey. And then I went on to a reoccurring revenue. So I had a membership at £29, and I had, the first month I got over 100 people in that. So immediately that was like nearly £3,000 every month that was coming in just from that membership. But I didn't start there, because I wanted to start with offering different things to help build up to that membership. No worries to people leaving. Thanks for coming. And then also mentoring. So helping mentor other teachers how to create businesses and that kind of thing as well. So this is an example of a product suite. So where I started, I had the free meditations. This was my practice. Then I sold £5 bedtime meditations, £7 7-day meditation course. £10 was an online yin class. And this is where I found my jam. So I started doing this every single week. Then I had one-to-ones was at £90. And so I had a small amount of those £90 classes. Then I started doing £300 corporate workshops. And then the self-care space where I had the most volume of clients. And Stephanie has asked, was this all about yoga? In my membership, there's yoga, yoga flows, yin yoga, breath work, somatic therapy, all of the things self-care. You can check it out after this call. What was the corporate workshops about? They were everything from talking about mindset. They were eye yoga. I was doing loads of different things. Meditation, how to use meditation before doing presentations. So helping people with their anxiety or getting more confidence. Louise, they were the classes pre-recorded. In the self-care space, yes, they are all pre-recorded. The platform I use, if you DM me after this call, I will send you the link to the platform. And yeah, so that's kind of where I started. So I started with the free stuff. I started then with the small stuff. And then I made it every week. I was doing the same like yin class. So this is how I built the people, built up my community of people wanting to work with me through all of the different journeys. Okay, next up. Does this give you some flavor of like, if you're thinking, where do I start? Do you have a little idea now of what you can do? Do you have a little idea of how you can start getting online? Amazing. Just here to inspire. It's just starting somewhere, right? Starting and being consistent. I can't say be consistent enough, whatever it is. If you're starting an Instagram or a podcast or going to the gym, just be consistent. Consistency. Okay, so website or Instagram. Loads of people that come into my program want to know, where would you start? Would you start by building a website, which can be very overwhelming for most of the population because it is a skill that not everyone was taught at school or university. And it's a bit techy and a bit finicky, and it can cause a lot of gray hairs because I've been there and I've built a lot of websites. Or do I start with Instagram? So if I was to go back and start now, say today, and I just graduated with my new skill, I would go to Instagram. I would post every single day on Reels and for 31 days. That's where I would start. Don't ask me why, but that I would start there building my community before I built the website, because website can be expensive, they're time consuming. Build your community first, because you want to build a community who you can share your services with. If you build your website, you make it all pretty, you start there, and then you start Instagram, you still don't have anyone to share your stuff with. So it's better, I find, in my experience, to start on Instagram, or maybe it's TikTok, or maybe it's Facebook, maybe whatever it is that feels like where you want to start your community. Maybe it's LinkedIn. Maybe your ideal client is there. So start building your community, create momentum, share your passions, share your why, find your tribe, find your people that are interested in what you're sharing. And then if you want to put an Instagram, a website up, you can do this cheat. So I always share, if you want to get all your info up, like what you offer, where you offer, all of the things, you can build a page on Canva, the program that I'm presenting from today, just a one pager, and you can click share and grab this link that's right here, this copy link. And you can put that in your Instagram bio, just here, and that can have all your information. So that's just a really quick, cheap way, instant way to get a mini website up before you're actually ready to know who you're going to be targeting, what your services are going to be offered, what product suite you're going to offer as well. So this is just a cheap way to start. I'm giving away lots of freebies today. So next up, what I would do if I was to go back, I would do a bit of branding to start with. And so whether or not you are good at doing branding, or whether you can maybe mock something up on Canva, I would pick your colors, make everything look pretty. I'm very much a visual person. And I don't know if you've ever landed on someone's Instagram page and you're like, wow, this is so feedback that I've gotten from mine when I first started to do all this branding stuff, I was like, wow, it's so calming. It's such a beautiful space. I love going to your Instagram page. These are the feedback that I got from when I started to do the branding. So I would pick colors, and in Canva, when you have the subscription, which is I think $10 or £10 a month, you can put all your branding in there, and you can put all your logos, and you can even if you don't have the website, if you don't, you're not ready to invest in creating a professional logo, just start with a bit of branding. Make it look succinct so that every time you post, you're using the same type of colors. And this just makes everything look a little bit more professional before you actually make it super, super professional with a website, photo shoot, all those type of things. I love a bit of branding. I actually spent, when my baby was sleeping today, I spent an hour making all new Reels covers in my branding, and it was very satisfying for me. I don't know if that brings you joy. That brings me joy a lot. Okay, so the power of this one marketing tool, which not many people talk about, everyone that I feel like is out there on Instagram, because I'm on Instagram a lot, is like, it's Instagram, it's TikTok, this is where you're going to grow, and this is where you're going to make lots of money. But the one thing that I think that I wish I started sooner is, do you guys know what I'm going to say? Can anyone guess what I'm going to say? Let me see in the comments. What is the one marketing tool which I'm going to say is super powerful and that you should start at the beginning of your journey? Georgie says email list. Rebecca says email list. Rebecca says email. Okay. Well, speaking about it to everyone. That too, Lucy. Okay, so it is email. You guessed it. So the reason why email is so powerful, when you get an email, right, whether it's from your boss, whether it's from a friend, whether it's from your favorite clothing brand that you're signed up to, you have to take action on it, right? You either have to open it, or you delete it, or you read it, or you click on it, or you forward it to a friend. You are taking action with it, even if you delete it. So if you're consciously opening and reading it, that brand or that person or that advice is going to go into your head. If you're not even opening it and you just see who it's from and the tag and the subject line, subconsciously that is going into your brain as well. You're probably not learning anything from that, but that, like, say if you get my emails a lot, and maybe you don't read them all the time, no offense taken, you might see my name pop in all the time into your inbox. Even if you delete it, you're like, I'm not going to unsubscribe, I will read that one day, or I put it into a box to read later. You have to take action. So compared to, say, posting on Instagram, you may not see every single post from your favorite clothing brand. You may not see every single post from me because the algorithm is messed up, and it's very hard for you to get visual or to get visibility on Instagram. So how can I start collecting emails? Start as soon as you get your Instagram, or as soon as you start your website, whatever it is, you can start collecting emails by opening an account with Flowdesk. This is what I use for it's beautiful email program. DM me and I'll give you a code to get 50% off. You can also use Monkey Chimp. Is that it? Monkey Chimp. I used to use that right back in the beginning. There are loads of email accounts. MailChimp. That's it. I'm seeing the monkey. The logo there. That's where I started back in the day. So you can get your email. You can get a pop-up form in your email account, and you grab the link and you put that into your Instagram link as well. So when you go to click on your Instagram account, you may have your cheat website from Canva. You may have your sign up to your newsletter link, and you may have maybe another link to a booking system. So all of these things you can have before you have a website. This is the cheat sheet. What I would do before you put those links in, use a program like a URL shortener to make the links look a little bit like really, really long. So that is my little cheat tip for you. What should I be sharing? So similar to what you're sharing in your Instagram, say if you're a hypnotherapist and you're new, maybe you start sharing your journey. Maybe you start sharing your why. Maybe you start sharing what hypnotherapy is good for. Maybe you share once a week or once a month. Choose that frequency and then stick to it. When I first started sharing about somatic therapy, so I have two email lists. One email list is for my business coaching for the wellness industry, and my other email list is on sharing my well-being, emotional well-being tips. So they're my two lists. And I started sharing every single week on my well-being list during 2020, and I started with zero subscribers, and I sent an email out every single week without fail, and by the end of the year I was at like 2,000 or 3,000 people. So, and that's where I still share to this day. I share about my yin classes there. I share about all of my emotional well-being stuff over there, the self-care space, and I share still. Now I've gone down to once a month because I am a mum and I have been busy. But I still love my subscribers and my community in that space because they reply to my emails. I think it's a little bit more personal. People reply to me and say, I put your emails in my Sunday file and I read them while I'm sipping my tea. And that's for me is just super beautiful. Even though I'm not there, I feel connected to them. So questions we've got, do you think once a week is better than once a month? It really depends on what you're able to commit to. And also, what are you sharing? So if you share weekly, are you adding value to that person's life? because I always are giving tips for emotional well-being. Whether I'm giving it weekly or whether I'm giving it monthly, I'm adding value to that person. They're going to open up, and it's not just going to be an email about nothing, or an email like buy my service, buy my service. It's a story, and I share how I help people with, usually it's a personal story, and that's why I can be more personal in my newsletter. And then I share, this is what I did to overcome it. This is how I use my somatic therapy tools or my emotional regulation tools to help me get through this. And maybe you can try that too. Kira is asking, what do you think about Substack? I haven't personally used Substack, but I think it's a great way to start to monetize your email list as well. So Substack can have a paywall, and you can pay to get the free content, not the free content, so like the extra content. I've not used it personally, so I can't speak about it, but I have heard people using it and liking it. Okay, last but not least, thank you for hanging in with me, guys. Tips and tricks for where you should start your online business. So I shared a little bit about this, automations. Automations, I wish I started so much earlier. I wish I started them back when I started, because when someone would book in for my yin class, they would book in on a PayPal link, a random PayPal link. Then I would get an email. I would get that email and then send them an email saying, here's the Zoom link for Sunday. And I would do that. Sometimes I would have 10 people in my class, and some weeks I got up to 50 people in my class. And so I was sending so many emails out, copy, paste, copy, paste. It was a nightmare. So what an automation is when this happens, you can use a program that connects it, and then this happens after. So as an example, when someone pays me £10 on PayPal for this product, they get this email from Flowdesk, my email provider, that gives them the Zoom link. And that's a pre-prepared email. So that's an automation. Why should you use them? Saves you so much time, is great for diary management, is great for like just time management. It is super, super useful. One thing, I started doing automations for my business, and then I started doing automations for my life, like my life, my life. And combining too. So for example, if I put something in my personal diary, like if I'm like, okay, I'm going to Pilates on this morning, it blocks out my business calendar. And I use a program called Zapier that zaps that, and then it blocks it out. And so I don't know if anyone's ever experienced where you've booked in Pilates, but someone else has booked into your diary for a coaching call, and you're like, oh my God, I've got to be in two places at once. And so to avoid this happening, you use automations. So how do you set them up? I'm going to show you a little sneak peek of, this is like things that I go in deeper into my program. This is a bedtime meditation event automation. So I used a pop-up form on Flowdesk. And then I used the bedtime segment, the event details, and then I used the flow so that it waited until Thursday to then send the thank you. I then sent out the bedtime meditation to buy now. And then the Zapier little connection will connect to Flowdesk. And then an email would be sent to say, here's your email to download. So this is how I did a live bedtime meditation. It was a free event. Then I sold a £5 meditation after it. And then it all connected so that all I had to do was share this first little square free bedtime meditation on Instagram, and everything else was automated. And to me, that is freedom. So instead of copy and pasting all the emails, I could have a lovely tea by myself and just know that in the background, everything was happening, which is amazing. Let me know if that was overwhelming for you, because I did go through it very quickly. But these are things that I help you with when you do my program. First of all, like, what are you going to do, how to do it, and then how to connect it up with the technology, because the tech can sometimes be super overwhelming. But I love technology, and I love helping people get a lot more freedom in their time as well. Another example is I sold a 7-day meditation package, which had 7 meditations. I used Zapier, and Flowdesk, so that every day you got a new email with your new meditation to download. So that's a little bit more of a simpler one. But yeah, as Reka is saying, the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and the more familiar you get with it. These are questions that some of my clients come to the calls with on my CEO program, saying, how do I do this? What do I do first? And I help them set it all up. So a little peek into my online journey, and I'm going to go through this quite fast so that we can get to some online coaching. So March 2020, need to leave. That's okay. Have a great day. March 2020, I started with free classes, free IG lives. I then moved to paid classes, digital downloads. The idea for my membership came in. And then I spent the entire month filming and editing and building my membership. I launched the self-care space in August. November, I created my first workshop and earned more than my full-time job in that month with all the different things that I was doing. December, I sold my first business course. January, I had my first 10K month. I hit 6 figures in my side hustle. And then June 2021, I had my first 30K month. So just the timeline of from selling free meditations to having a 30K month. The first year was my 6-figure business. So it is possible to share your passions with and services online and leaving your full-time job. I am a testament to the journey that it is possible for you too. A little example of my income and the hours worked. I like to be super transparent because I want you to see that I came from, an average earning job in London. I worked 45 hours plus per week. And then I moved to about 5K per month. I was building my activewear brand. I was teaching studios, private clients, I was doing everything. I worked like 60 hours a week. And now this is like the last figures. I average between 20 to 50K a month with my group programs, my one-to-one clients, courses, the membership, digital downloads. But I work about 2 to 6 hours per week, which is where I would love for you to get to when you build in your online business. So just super, super transparent for you so that you can see I work a lot less, but earn a lot more. And it is really possible when you start to think online business, automating everything, creating something once and selling it lots and lots of times. So I want you to close your eyes. I want you to think about in 1 year's time, where do you want to be? Who do you want to be with? What does your job look like? What does your business look like? How much freedom do you have? How much money is in your bank account? How do you feel in your body? And how you feel in your body, I want you to hold that. I want you to bottle it up. I want you to remember that when you're putting in the hours to build your online business. I want you to come back to that feeling because that's the feeling that I want you all to arrive at. So you can open your eyes again. Marietta has a question. I'd love to know what the profit take home is out of the 20K sales. So I have really low overheads. I don't hire an office or I only have one staff member. So around about 18K. So if I was to make 20K, I would take home around 18K. So if in terms of if I'm advertising, that's included. So yeah, it's all of the automation tools and softwares, for sure, they all can add up. I actually, in my program, I list out all of the programs that I use and the cost, and you get to see that at the start so you can kind of understand. And, there's times in your journey where you're going to choose which programs you're going to invest in first. Yeah. You don't have to jump in and do everything at the same time straight away. As you start to build, that's when you're going to start to invest little bits here, little bits there. And I can give you the free options as well. That's what I always do, the DIY option, the free option, and then the paid option. So what next? If you've loved hearing about what I'm sharing, I'm inviting you to learn a little bit about the Consciously Alive CEO. Thank you for everyone that's writing questions right now. I'm just going to tell you about my program, and then I'm going to answer hot seat coaching, and I will answer these questions. So give me 2 minutes. The Consciously Alive CEO is my signature program where I help women just like you build an online business just like I have in 12 weeks. No overnight promises, but in 12 weeks, I want to get you clear, get you offering your, creating your niche, your offers, how to build a website, your social media, how to build your confidence, automations, funnels, all of those kind of keywords that you hear people talking about in marketing. These are all the things that I talk about, plus more. So how to start with your online journey, how to get clear on your offer, how to pick my ideal client, how to take the ick out of selling, how to build confidence, how to master the technology, how to beautify your brand, how to set up funnels and flows, how to create a course, a membership, how to DIY your website, how to use storytelling for selling, how to plan your launch, how to find your voice, so many things and more. These are just a few things that I picked out. What makes it so special and a little bit different to other business coaching programs is that there's a chakra healing journey that you go through. There's a training on human design and how to apply that to your business and your energy type. There is planning for your periods for business training and masterclass about that. And there's also a self-healing journey that goes along, like underneath all of the business stuff as well. So I give you a prescription for each week. So say if you're learning about social media and using your voice, there might be a little training on or practice on the self-care space about activating or clearing your throat chakra. So what's included? You get 20 pre-recorded workshops to do in your own time. They are around about 1 to 2 hours a week. You get 3 months coaching calls with me. We start next Saturday, the 23rd. They are at 9 a.m. We meet every second Saturday. You get 12 in-depth strategy workbooks to implement everything that you learn in the masculine training. You get a feminine implementation book, and that's where the somatic therapy and the self-healing part happens as well. You get daily support in the Facebook group to ask any question any day of the week. I answer it Monday to Friday. And these are some examples of people that have gone through this program. So from school teacher to women's period coach, psychologist to founder of Menopausology. Carly was an investment banker. She's now a health coach, activewear brand founder. Helen was a school teacher, is now a mindset coach. Karina was office admin, now yoga teacher and relaxation guide. And all of these women, this is just a little small example, have now online businesses and do not have to go into an office and work for people they don't like anymore. Oh, here is an example from Helen about her journey. Thank you. You can't hear. So I tested this before we, let's go. Okay. I'm not being able to find that at the moment. So if you want to DM me after this, what she's saying is that she loved, look, there's a podcast episode with Helen on my podcast, The Consciously Alive CEO, summarizing. She built her community. She gained so much confidence. She left her 9 to 5, and she built over 150,000 pounds in her first year of leaving her business. Next is Paige, and again, I'm so sorry that you can't hear this. This is where my mum brain is happening. She was an air hostess for Emirates, and she ended up quitting her job and becoming a women's coach. She got clear. This is another person who could not get online, did not want to show up, did not want to share her story. She got clear on her why. She created an online membership for women. She started getting paid for her one-to-ones and started a newsletter. Thanks, Kay. I did click share audio when I first started to screen share, but it didn't happen. It must have not, maybe I need to restart Zoom or something. Again, I can send you these ladies' Instagrams if you want to check out what they're doing now from their full-time jobs. Danielle is a yoga teacher to now she's a yoga coach for yoga teachers. There's also a podcast episode on this. Danny came in as a 5-year yoga teacher, and she loved teaching yoga in person, but she hated online. She didn't like showing up online. She didn't want to create online stuff. And now she lives part-time in Bali, well, most of the time in Bali, but she goes back to London to film every now and again for one of her projects. She built the confidence to show up online. She launched her first online course, and she also went viral a couple of months ago and has like 70,000 followers now. So she's another just amazing journey that she actually did my first round on my first program 3 years ago. So here are some of the other beautiful women that have been in the program. There's more than 135 women that are in the Facebook group. When you join the Consciously Alive CEO, you get access to all of these. You get to they're all in wellness. So you get to connect, and you get to create connections with all of these people. The people that are doing the Reels challenge right now are some from the first cohort, the second, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth cohort. We all kind of blend in, and people are working with each other, end up being each other's clients or practice clients as well. It's a beautiful community. And when I created the course, I didn't realize that this community would blossom into what it has today. It's really something special. So I just want to give you a little bit of the details about the deadline. It's next week. The live component is the live group calls. We start Saturday. The coaching happens inside the private Facebook group. You get matched up with an accountability buddy, and you also get 12 months access to the program. So why this course? I have 15 years business experience. I also have the emotional therapy support. Sometimes the ladies cry in our programs, and that's okay. We're here for the evolution. I've lived and breathed business and built successful international brands and sold them as well. But I'm not here to sell you my program. I want you to see what is possible to build. And that's why I show up here today. If you feel connected to what I'm sharing, and if you feel connected to me, that's when I would ask maybe this is something I might do. Maybe this is the person for me, or maybe I'm not the person for you. And that is okay as well. So I really want you to listen to your gut, listen to the sensations you're feeling as you're listening to this masterclass, or maybe you're here on the replay, that what the next step is. Or maybe this is a sign. Maybe you've been looking for something, and maybe this is feeling like the best fit for you for the next step in your business. So these are the payment plans. The program is £2,500 if you pay in full, or 3 months of $835, or 6 months of $425. Today, if you pay in full, there's some bonuses. So you get double the Facebook coaching. So 6 months instead of 3 months. You get 2 years access instead of 1 year access. You get 6 months self-care space instead of 3. And you also get my emotional healing program called Decoding You, which is normally $555. And if you can't pay in full, that's okay. I'm giving anyone that signs up today with me a free one-to-one with me. And I don't normally do this. Normally, if you want to work one-to-one with me, you have to book in for 6 months. So I'm going to pop in the links. all of the different links. You can just copy and paste them. These are all about the course. You can apply for the course. If you're already a hell yes, you can pay in full, or 3 months or 6 months. But if you still have questions, book into my diary. I'd love to meet you and we can have a chat and to see if this is the right program for you. And the first 5 to book today is the first 5 to get the free one-to-one. And these bonus offers end in 48 hours for the pay in full. Okay. You've got the links. If you're hell yes energy, you can dive straight in. You'll get the bonuses. My VA will contact you with all of the details. You can start straight away. And that's what I wanted to give you a week ahead of everyone joining on Saturday to get started into the information. So hot seat coaching. I'm going to scroll back up and start with Samantha. And if you've got questions now, or you just want to say thanks, you can type any comments. I'm going to start from Samantha and then we'll go from there for until 6 p.m. because that's when I need to feed my baby. So Samantha says, how do you continue to keep new people coming into your offering and keeping that sustainable? So the question is, it's a good question. My why is really strong. So the reason why I keep showing up with selling this program or selling the self-care space or selling my yin classes, the more people that do these programs, word of mouth is so powerful. And actually the people that do my programs tell their friends and their friends tell their friends. So new people come into my offerings every single time because of the power of testimonials, because of I keep creating more trainings that are relevant to now. I don't use the same photos or the same I make everything look fresh as I'm continuing to grow. I also keep investing in myself. So I keep growing and I keep learning new things so that I can keep being fresh in my offering. I hope that makes sense for you. iPhone, can you further elaborate on your journey as a yoga teacher, as it appears to be the start of a lot of things? How did you manage to get attention for your online yin classes? So the start of my yoga teacher journey, I started teaching yoga classes in London in my apartment, and I had space for 6 mats. I would move all of the furniture away, and I just started sharing with friends, people at work, friends of friends, and that's how I started to get practice. And then I was building the Silu Active company, my activewear brand as well. And so I would take a yoga class in a gym and then wear my Silu outfit and then would get exposure there. And then with my online yin classes, I started that in lockdown and I combined my somatic therapy with my yin classes and I started doing it for free. So I did weeks and weeks and weeks of free yin classes for free before I then started to charge for them. And that's how I got exposure. Like people were like, oh, I'm just going to this free yin class on the weekend. And then people started to join along. I was like, invite a friend for free. That's how I got new people to the yin classes. And that's how it grew from there. I hope that is, I hope that is the answer. If any other questions, we still have some time. I'm going to, Okay, we have a next question. Georgie, I want to create a lead magnet to build my email list, but I'm struggling with the time right now to create an ebook vid. So haven't posted about it yet. Is it okay to ask for emails until I have that ready? So cold posting about it on Insta. Yeah, so you don't have to have an ebook for a freebie or a video. You could do something super simple. Georgie, if you want to tell me a little bit about what it is you do, let's just brainstorm a few ideas that you could share as your freebie. My most popular freebie, you're a yoga teacher. Okay, great. My most popular freebie is helping people. So help people with your freebie. What do you want to help people with yoga teaching? Is it the finding peace? Is it finding flexibility? Is it coming back to your body? I don't know what your message is, what you're passionate about, but it might be like, sign up to my email list for 3 poses you can do before bedtime that helps you sleep. And that's just one email. And that could be your freebie. You can change your freebie every month, you know. It doesn't have to be over the top or over complicated. My first freebie, I think, was like wellness tips, like sign up for my or my free meditation. You know, you can record a meditation 5 minutes on your iPhone. You can use that link, put it in a Google Drive, and just send them an email with the link to the Google Drive. It's not like super beautiful, but people get the link, they download it. And you know, that you start building relationships, you start working, you start helping people. And when people use that meditation and when people feel better, then they're like, oh, I'm going to come back to Georgie and do some more. What has Georgie got that I can do? Oh, she has a class on Sunday, I'm going to do that. And then when she starts doing that every single week for like 3 months, maybe she's been suffering with period pains and her periods come back. Or maybe, you know, something transformational happens in their body and they're like, I'm going to work with Georgie one-to-one. She's amazing. I love Georgie. You know, so that's how you can help people and transform people's lives with the wellness industry. So does that make sense, Georgie? Yeah, amazing. Amazing. Is there any other questions? Thank you to everyone that's leaving now. That's totally fine. Marietta, I have built a career in business consulting side hustle, business in Greek, mostly face-to-face, and will soon purchase an office space to move that out of my house and grow it. I feel like connecting with people in person creates best results and long-term clients. However, I love the idea of freedom online ahead of starting my own family. Do you think there is room for me? Do you think there is room for you with online or to open up my business online internationally? Yeah, twofold. If you want to open up internationally, I would definitely do your online stuff in English. If you want Greek clients only in Greece, then stay in Greece. But that's a small part of the entire population. So I would definitely, if it's available to you and if, you know, English is okay to start a business online, definitely do it online. I know connecting in person, you have amazing results. But in the last 3 years, I think we've all seen what is possible with online. And I'm not saying don't do in-person stuff. Like, I love in-person stuff. I love touching people and like feeling the energy of people. I love, you know, that one-to-one connection. But if you want the freedom part of your lifestyle, you want to be able to go to Thailand for a month, or you want to go here, or maybe it's just you never want to have to go to an office again and you want to set up a beautiful home office. That is also freedom, you know, that then you want to be able to not meet in person and you want to have those online clients. Maybe that looks like you have your in-person office, but maybe you do have online things as well, so that if whatever was to happen, maybe you want to go somewhere for the Greek winter and get out of Greece and come on the other side of the world and you have an online business, you can continue to grow that. And maybe that looks like if you have the consulting side hustle, maybe you do, you know, you meet in person twice a month and on the third time you do online, just to save time, you know, and to save that kind of or to help set people up to say, yeah, we can do this online. We don't need to be sitting in front of each other to do that. So that way you're grooming your clients to be like, hey, we do some online and we do some in person. And that way you get that in-person connection and you get that online practice. And, you know, this is fine to do online. I hope that helps. Yes. Any additional thoughts on picking a niche? I have many additional thoughts on picking a niche. I do a whole niche training, multiple trainings inside my program, so I won't go deeper into that today. All I'm going to say is the more you niche, the easier it is to create your stuff. No worries, Georgie. Thanks so much for being here. And then, doing a course later on the way courses that like can scale, I can tell you in the last 3 years, this one online course has made me £350,000. Just one course. But it's because I picked the niche, I stuck with it, and I continue to sell it. And I continue to update, and I continue to update myself as well. So I just wanted to be super transparent with you that creating a course, people are like, oh, you're going to have to sell it to loads and loads of people. Normally, my cohorts have anywhere between 10 and 20 people. You don't need hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people to take your course. It is, and for me, it's sustainable. It is a slow build as well. And I'm not, and it's my why. This is why I keep coming back to what I do. And it keeps me, coming alive. It like the women that have gone through my program and now my friends. And now we DM each other. Like, I remember you saying like you used to go to the sauna on a Wednesday at 12 o'clock in the middle of the day. And, they would be like, that's so wild. I can never do that because I'm always at my office, or I'm always doing my, my job. And now they DM me like, guess what? I'm at a sauna at 12 o'clock on a Sunday, on a Wednesday, sorry. So it is all possible. Okay. So if there are no more questions, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thank you so much for being here. I have loved sharing this with you, and have a lovely rest of the day, rest of the Friday, rest of the weekend. Amazing. Thanks so much. Okay. Bye, guys.